All right. Before anyone in the comments says, oh, you're just talking about this game because you're going, yeah, you're absolutely right. We're going to be in the stands for Astros versus Yankees tonight, so if this pick loses, we're blaming the hot dog vendor, not the data. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Split Labs, the home of betting smarter, roasting the public, and occasionally jinxing games we actually attend. If you're new here, we track every public betting split across every sport so you can stop guessing and start betting with actual data. Hit that subscribe button because, unlike the public, we don't follow the crowd, we fade it. Now, let's talk about why this matchup is basically a case study in what happens when everyone piles on one side. And since I'll be right there watching it happen live, I'll either look like a genius or like the guy Googling refund policies in the 7th inning. On paper, this game looks tight. Houston with a 51% win probability, Yankees just a hair behind at 49%. But here's where it gets spicy. Run line, -1.5. 80% of bets are on Houston to cover. And it's not just the casuals. 98% of the money is there too. That's a freight train of public cash on the Astros to win big. Money line. 66% of bets and 89% of money are backing Houston outright. So not only are people betting Astros, they're betting them heavy. Total over under 8. This is where we see some split personality. 56% of bets are on the under, but it's backed by 71% of the money. Big bettors clearly think this is going to be a low scoring grind. This is a textbook case of lopsided action. When you've got this much cash flooding one side, especially on the run line, sportsbooks are basically daring you to take the other team. The Yankees have enough firepower to ruin a run line bet in the late innings, and let's not forget, these are two teams with playoff caliber lineups. So here's our plays for the game, leaning under 8 runs. The betting public may be split, but the weight of the money is clearly on a grinded out affair, and both starting rotations are volatile. I know, call me crazy for attending a game and rooting for no runs, but we ride with data here. And then on the run line, we're going Yankees +1.5. Judge's presence, even just as DH, is huge for this Yankees team. New York looks like a great fade against the public money train on Houston. And yeah, we'll be there, keeping an eye on how this plays out live. If I'm celebrating in the 9th, you'll hear me from the bleachers. If I'm not, you'll probably see me in the concourse stress-eating garlic fries.
Real quick, if you're into breakdowns like this, you'll love what we've got going on at splitlabs.net. We track public betting splits across every sport. NBA, MLB, NFL, you name it. Plus matchup insights, team rankings, and even prop predictors to help you spot edges before the lines move. This isn't just picks. It's the same data the books are using to set prices, and we make it easy to read and actually use. You can try it free for 7 days, and if you like it, use code YouTube for 50% off your first month. No BS, no sportsbook affiliation, just clean, transparent data for smarter betting. All right, back to the breakdown.
All right, if you want to review the board and get all of the data for every game tonight, head to splitlabs.net. We're talking public betting splits, money percentages, win probabilities, the whole thing. And just to be clear, we're not affiliated with any sportsbook. We don't care who you bet with. We just want you betting smarter. You just heard this in the ad break, but I'm telling you again, use the data. It's game changing. And don't forget, code YouTube gets you 50% off your first month. Now, let's get into game 2. We've got the Kansas City Royals 57-58 visiting the Minnesota Twins 54-60. The numbers look deceptively tight. KC with a 51% win probability, Twins at 49%. But the splits, they're anything but balanced. Run line +1.5, Royals 89% of bets, 99% of money on KC to cover. That's about as lopsided as you'll ever see. Money line, 65% bets, 76% money, riding with KC straight up. Total over under 8.5, 77% of bets on the under, with a massive 95% of the money there too. Royals are scrappy as ever, hanging around 500 and refusing to roll over. Offensively inconsistent, but they've been cashing for bettors in run line spots lately. The bullpen has quietly been serviceable, keeping them in games late. And then the Twins, they've been sliding, and deadline moves didn't exactly inspire confidence. The offense has sputtered, and the rotation depth is questionable without a healthy, consistent ace leading the charge. We understand they haven't been lighting the world on fire, but they've still got a home edge, and Casey's offense has been wildly inconsistent on the road. Plus, Minnesota's bullpen can shut the door late if they get even a modest lead. This is one of those games where the public and big money are perfectly aligned, both hammering the Royals run line and pounding the under. So here's who we're riding with. Twins ML minus 134, fading the heavy public underdog and siding with the home team in a near 50-50 matchup. Under 8.5, both offenses have been quiet, and the sharp money is heavily aligned on a low-scoring game. Lean Twins minus 1.5, plus odds. That's game 2. Remember, if you want every matchups data just like this, get over to splitlabs.net before you put your slips in. Don't just watch the lines, understand them.
Last one on the board for us tonight. The Los Angeles Angels 55-60 heading into Detroit to face the Tigers 66-50. Detroit sitting at a 54% win probability. But the real story here is how the books have this line juiced. Almost nobody is touching the Angels here. There's sometimes the books tip their hand, and this is one of those spots. Detroit at minus 310 is a statement number. They're not hanging that kind of juice unless they believe the Tigers are in a strong position to take care of business. Sure, almost all the public is on Detroit, but this isn't a live dog situation like KC earlier. This is a favorite that's priced for a reason. The Angels aren't getting any love for a reason either. Just 1% of the total money on their ML. That's microscopic. Combine that with Detroit's solid home record and deeper lineup, and it's hard to make a case for LA here. When you see a line like Detroit minus 310, that's the books telling you they expect the Tigers to win. And if the books allow that win, what's the one thing they'll need to avoid getting crushed? Drum roll, please. The opposite of what everyone's betting on. The over. Detroit's offense is plenty capable of putting up runs at home, and if LA sneaks in a few late, that's all it takes to bust an under-heavy ticket. This is one of those sneaky spots where the books need can be your edge. And that's the full Friday board. If you want the full data breakdown every day, hit up splitlabs.net. Link is in the description. Drop a comment below and tell us your favorite bet on tonight's slate. We don't post videos on weekends, but you don't have to wait until Monday to see where the numbers are pointing. Our site is updated every single day, so you'll have the edge before the first pitch. Fade the noise, follow the data, and let's cash some tickets.